Hey guys, Merry Christmas. I want to do a quick tutorial video on putting together these Christmas tree ornament badges that I am selling this year. If you would like one, check out the link in the description. There's less than 100 left. That's really, I didn't make much more than that anyway. But if you are looking for one, they're down there. Let's get to it. We could probably have this done within just a few minutes. This is how they'll be bagged. I may have a label of some sort on them. I am looking towards finding a way to be able to label not just these but other things as well. But yeah, so this is what all comes in it. You have 11 LEDs, a toggle switch, a dual AAA battery holder, and a little ornament hanger. So we can put that to the side. We don't need it right now. So you have the Christmas tree. On the back, you have a little poem, some other images, some stuff, then the main instructions that you need. The rest is pretty self-explanatory, but we'll still go through it. Long legs through circles. So if you don't know, LEDs have two lengths of legs on them. The longer legs are going to be positive, the shorter legs negative. So the longer legs will go through the holes that are circular. Let's see if we can get this to focus. There we go. So the leg over here is circular and this one is kind of a square shape. So you want the longer legs to go through all the circle holes. And you're going to want to insert them so that the LED is on the side that looks like a Christmas tree. So let's go ahead and get them all put in there. On the silk screen, there is also a flat side of this circle, and that'll match the flat side of the LEDs. Okay, once you get all the LEDs in, one check you can do is you can just look down the bottom and make sure all of the long legs are on the same side. They should be on the right side when you're holding them like this. But once we get that done, we're just going to take it and real quickly flip it so that all of the LEDs sit flush. Now we are just simply going to go ahead and we're just going to solder one leg. I typically start with the long legs. And the reason I suggest starting with just one side is what we want to do is come back through and make sure everything is laying flat and flush, which it looks like all of these are, but this bottom row is kind of tilted back. So what we can do now is we can just reheat the one side that we soldered, and from the underside push up as we reflow that solder. There we go. It looks like everything is flush now. Now we can go back through and solder the other leg.
Merry Christmas!
Now what we're going to do is take some dikes, flush cutters, wire cutters, whatever you got, and just cut all of the pins down. Doesn't have to be super flat, but it is nice to get as close as you can. And now that we've got them all down, what you want to do is look at every single one of these joints. And if there are any that you think are shorted, you need to do something about it. You need to make sure that they aren't shorted. Because shorting any of these will cause a short in your batteries, which can cause them to get hit hot, which could cause catastrophic failure. And I am not responsible for any shorts you cause. I will show you some extra precautions you can take here shortly. Okay, all mine look good. Now let's do the switch. So the switch, my favorite way to do these is to just go ahead and tin one pad. It doesn't take a whole lot of solder. You'll tin that pad, and now you'll just take and reflow that pad and push the switch into place. Make sure everything's lined up to where it can still be soldered. And now you will go back and solder all the remaining legs. Once again, double check that nothing is shorted. And now, since we've already got the solder, what we want to do is go ahead and tin the battery connections. I do have real small plus sign and a minus sign so you know which side to connect. So now we are going to connect the battery. So I purposefully didn't cover the whole back with adhesive. The idea is that whenever you go to stick the battery pack, you can do it right up like this and stick it. Don't stick it yet, but you can stick it with everything up like that. And then once you're done with it, it'll stand on its own in case you don't want to hang it and you just want to like stand it on your desk or something. So that's why I didn't cover that bottom piece with adhesive, so that, you know, any piece that sticks out doesn't get sticky. But anyway, so you kind of want to figure out what length wires you want. I go a little long, so you can see on this one I already did. They kind of stick up, but again, I'll show you something to help with that in a little bit. So we're going to take and just cut them with your wire cutters, flush cuts, whatever you got. And now we're going to strip them. These wires are super easy to strip. You can do it with your fingernails. If you don't have wire strippers, and there we go, that's all it takes. So I like personally using tweezers with these. So what you're going to do is you're going to take and heat up the solder we've laid and stick that wire into it. Then grab the other wire that you need to do. And now it's all attached. So again, before you remove stick the adhesive, you can go ahead and throw some batteries in it and turn it on. We know it's working. So we know it's working, and turn it off. And go ahead and remove the adhesive back. And like I stated earlier, just kind of stand it up, stick it to it. This will end up covering up some of the poem. That's just the way it is. So take a picture, look at the poem, read it, do all that before this part. But now it's done. It'll stand up. It lights up, changes colors. It goes. These are slow changing, so that they kind of go through it. And as it's on for longer, the LEDs get out of sync, so you start getting different colors. It's really cool. There is one more thing that you need to do, just to, especially if you're going to hang it on a tree, just to protect yourself, to protect everything. We don't want anything to get onto these pads and short them. So what we're going to do is, if you have liquid electrical tape, you can cover it with them. But a more common, pretty simple way that we're going to do this is we're just going to put hot glue over each of these, and even along the sides of the switch. You don't want to do too much on the switch because you don't want to mess up with the switch. But let me get my hot glue gun and we'll show you that. Okay, so after you get your hot glue gun heated up, just put a good little daub on each of these LED backs.
Merry Christmas!
See how I just barely put any on the switch? I want to make sure that the switch still works just fine. And it does. So now, do a little bit of cleanup of the strings, and you should be safe from these hitting anything on your tree that might short them out. In all reality, just check on this whenever you power it on. Make sure there's nothing shorting it. Make sure the batteries don't get hot after you power it on. If something's not working, there's a good chance something's shorted or you have an LED backwards. But yeah, if you do have an LED backwards, it should only be that LED that's not working. Everything else should still work the way I have it wired. Yeah, that is my Christmas tree badge. I guess the hanger, just feed it through the hole and snap it together. And it holds together real tight so you can hang it from the Christmas tree. And see, it's been on just a little bit, and some of these blue ones are starting to go a little bit quicker than these others, and they'll just continue to go off a little different. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you want one of these, link down in the description. There's only a few of them left. Once they're all sold and this has been up for a while, I'll probably make this video private, but until then, go pick up your Christmas tree. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next time.